Welcome to the April 29th Orchestrators team meeting. We've got the agenda there in the chat today. Get started, I guess. How about we a quick Rook update? We are pretty much ready for Rook 1.0. We've got all the code changes in. No blocking issues on the code side. The one thing we're waiting for now is there's a new website being worked on by the Upbound guys, and according to our discussions on Friday, it's about ready and supposed to be ready by tomorrow. I'm trying to review that today, get the latest site to look at and review. But that's the last blocker, so we can just, with the 1.0 release, it's like this big, looks like a major version number change. We want the new website at the same time, so it's about ready anyway. It'll be exciting. Everything with the new look and feel.
Do you have a link to the new website?
Oh, where is it? I might have to dig it out. Maybe after I'm done talking, I'll go dig it up. But yeah, there's some new images. There's just kind of an overhaul of it, since we've needed a change for a while, since more storage providers have been added. Really only mentioned Ceph still. So one more question though. We go find the link. For the manager, there's an issue open, or a PR open right now to fix the path for setting the server adder. I wanted to know, Sebastian, hopefully you know, before Nautilus, does the manager name need to be in the setting path? If you just click on the PR, that's a pretty simple example to look at. Would manager / module name like Prometheus or dashboard?
It does not need to be.
Yeah.
If you don't specify the manager ID, then it's considered to be valid for all daemons.
Right. On the line above that, 136, you can see that we put the setting for manager dot the daemon ID.
Yeah.
But pre-Nautilus, it doesn't seem like that setting applies to specific managers.
Okay.
It seems to look differently.
Does
that sound right, or does it sound like it shouldn't be necessary?
There is a new configuration management in Mimic, but there is not a big change between Mimic and Nautilus with respect to these configurations. So
okay, so that sounds a little strange then.
Yeah.
Need to do that. Yeah, okay.
It should be valid for all. The arcs.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to add the daemon ID in the path, yes, for it to be valid only for a specific daemon.
Okay. Because with when I look at Ceph config dump with Nautilus, I see like manager.a with the daemon name. But then I looked at it with Mimic, the output looked differently, and that some of that output is in the conversation on that PR. It wasn't clear what would be broken actually, so it should be safe to set that then.
Yeah, that looks sane to me. That change.
Yeah, I'll take a closer look at that then. I just wanted to review that with you. And I think that's all on the Rook side. that I had just ready to get 1.0 out there tomorrow after the website update.
That looks cool. Sounds cool.
Yeah. Any
There was
questions about Rook before we move on?
not about root Excel itself, but there was a discussion on the Ceph Devil mailing list about integrating Rook into tautology.
Technology. Yeah.
Um,
I'm still behind on that thread too.
yeah, my summary is a bit discouraging because the API, as Greg describes it, is a bit very low level and really not usable for Rook. So on that front, I'm a bit disappointed. And Sage already said that this is not going to be easy, or he is also not in favor of having this done now. So yeah.
Right. And that seems sane to me that so basically we're saying keep all the Ceph tests in Toothology. Don't try and do all the Kubernetes tests in Toothology. Just do it separate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so where would they happen then?
Like for example, in a dedicated repository, like my Ceph, my test rock orchestrator repository, which can also be put into the Ceph Git repository in a dedicated folder, very similar to how Ceph volume is tested.
Yeah, and I think the point was rather than try and make everything fit into Toothology, let's use the right tool for Kubernetes testing.
Yeah. Yeah, as I said, some tests in the tautology QA tests look very much like they would also run in a Kubernetes environment, but they're so tightly integrated into tautology that it is basically a rewrite to try to pull out these tests. And I would focus on some tests that really focus on the integration between Kubernetes and tautology. Sorry, Kubernetes, Rook, and Ceph.
I mean that's fine with me as long as there's some kind of scale to the testing so that we're testing it in a more realistic way and it's not just sort of a CI exercise where you get a couple of VMs to run it and say you're done.
That's going to be interesting. Because we don't have proper builds for the images, for Docker images in our CI, at least on the Ceph side. So we have Shaman that's going to build packages, but not images at all. And Ceph container is not integrated into Shaman. So having proper images based on Ceph pull request, for example, is something that needs to be figured out. And yeah, having it even properly scaled for PRs is a bit of a challenge. Then adding different environments for hardware clusters on the other side makes it even more complicated. So yeah, it's going to be challenging. I don't know if the Rook CI can help with that part, because I think Rook already deploys Ceph on different environments. So,
Different versions of Kubernetes in the CI.
yeah.
Right.
But
So just so you have some context for why I'm asking these annoying questions. I work in the perf and scale team, and we recently have been trying to deploy Rook and Ceph, on a reasonably sized cluster with, real hardware. And I'll give you an example of the kind of thing that we ran into here. Put it in the chat window. So there was this problem with out of memory kills happening quite a bit because the Ceph OSD memory target was set to the same thing as the C group limit. So it would just basically commit suicide when you put a large load on it. So I'm not saying that, we have to do all our tests that way, but it would be great if there was some small fraction of them that operated at, a meaningful scale. And I don't want to say too much more. I'll let you guys respond.
We have a Kubernetes cluster in the Ceph CI lab. We could try to hook it into our test framework.
And that's like a lab with real machines and
As far as I know, yeah. The lab has a bunch of nodes hooked into a Kubernetes cluster.
okay.
Even
good.
though I haven't looked into them yet. Do you have some automated tests for your environment, Ben? Or is it only manual?
We have some workloads, yeah. So including things like FIO and whatnot, and we'd be willing to help supply those, but we don't have the automation CI that you were talking about. So
Yeah. So let's try to combine our efforts to build something that can be used by everyone.
that would be good. I'm surprised what y'all. The other thing that surprised me was that you said that there's no automated building of container images. Did I hear that right?
Yeah. So in Shaman we have builds for packages, but not for images. So Ceph container is not hooked up in a way that is usable basically for providing images.
Yeah, today it's hooked up for released builds of Ceph, released versions, but not like a PR or other version.
Yeah, every few weeks we have a new set of images that can be tested. That's not really optimal for proper CI.
Not. For example, I tried to pull down the latest image and test this pull request fix, and it doesn't seem to have that change in it. So.
From one of the Ceph releases, or which image?
It's docker.io/rook/ceph:master.
Oh, you're testing master. Okay.
So it should be in there, right?
Yeah, that's got all the latest, right? And that's pretty much equivalent to what 1.0 will be like released as in the next day or two. Yeah, if you could point me to which fix you were looking for.
Yeah, so in the chat window, if you look at that pull request, it says it's merged 12 days ago.
Oh, I see. I missed that. Auto tune. So yeah, that would definitely be in master.
Okay.
Yeah, we have images for Rook, but not for changes in Ceph itself.
Great. Okay, so there was a change on the Ceph side as well that we need to pick up. So that's maybe what we're missing here. There's a link to a Ceph PR that was merged on March 11th. Is that what we're waiting on, maybe?
Right. It wasn't clear to me how to, you know, how quickly that would make it into image. And that's when you were discussing how that the images weren't automatically rebuilt, then that kind of made me wonder if that's what I was seeing.
Probably,
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, so if that's included in or backported to Nautilus, then or was I forget when exactly it was Nautilus. This wouldn't have made it, would it, March 11th, or maybe it did.
Well,
Anyway, if it's going to be in 14.2.1, then we don't have an image for that yet.
well, this isn't Nautilus. This is a change to. Uh, I think it's part of the Ceph component of Rook, whatever you call that.
I don't see a tracker issue for that Ceph pull request, which means that it's not going to be backported to Nautilus and only end up in Octopus.
Oh, okay. Because okay, so the path I think they were talking about was this. So it's in the operator, to deploy
Yeah,
stuff,
that's
Okay.
which is
that's
not
something different. Yeah.
exactly. So that's not shipped with Nautilus, is it? That's shipped
No,
No,
with,
that's Rook code.
that's Rook.
Rook, you know,
yeah.
if you're using master, any changes to that are definitely in the latest Rook image.
Okay.
So the pull request I just posted is going to end up in Octopus.
Right. Okay. The one I was looking at too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's not in Nautilus.
As far
Hmm.
as I see, I don't see a tracker issue, a Redmine tracker issue for that specific pull request for Ceph. So as long as there is no tracker issue, it's not going to be backported to Nautilus.
Hmm. All right, I'll take a look at this. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else for Teutology then?
I don't think that we will have anything Rook specific Rook integration into tautology soon. Yeah. Do we have anything more regarding testing?
Not on my side. By the way, I did put a link to the new Rook website in there. Oh, I guess I could put it in the agenda too.
Mm.
Looks good.
Yeah, I see a couple of things we could fix on the text, but it's basically there.
I had a chat with Mike Paris regarding a meeting at Cephalocon, at the Saturday of Cephalocon, and I haven't got any response from him, but he wants to schedule something. I need to get back to him this week again.
Yeah, we were trying for Saturday afternoon, right?
Yeah.
4 p.m. or so.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. And there was already another meeting scheduled before that, or I remember what else was going on that day. Remember?
There is a meeting for the Ceph leadership team before that.
Okay.
Let's see if we can manage to get a meeting scheduled. That's everything I have.
Okay. I don't have anything else either. Anybody else?
From last week, there was a discussion about the SSH orchestrator issue. Is there any news about that?
Yeah, Noah, do you know if there's an update there, or if Sage is working now?
Could you repeat the thing? Or
Just an update on the SSH orchestrator. Last week, Sage just mentioned he was
Oh, yeah,
having
yeah.
some issues.
The update is that there's no update, but I mean, I think we can make some time this week to work on that. I was just thinking about that. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Follow up there then. All right. Anything else then? Sounds like that's it. Have a good day, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
See ya.